Sales. It sounds pretty simple, right? It's just convince someone to buy your product or your service. And if you have good product, they buy. And if you don't have a good product, they don't. But if you really have been through the trenches of sales, you probably know the truth. It really is not that easy. In fact, sales can get really, really hard. Just pulling it like annoyingly hard. But here's the question. Why does sales get so hard if it's just about giving them the product that they could buy and just convince them to buy it? Is it the rejection that's hard? Is it the competitive competition? Or is it maybe something else entirely that make this process so hard? And if you can master this process, you are essentially the master of sales. You learn to convince anyone to take in your product and essentially pay their hard earned money for it. So, in this video, I'm gonna break down this why sales get so hard and how you could deal with the rejection to help you close impossible sales or and I'm always sharing you the actionable stuff you can take to start learning this process and be successful in sales. So, part one. Why does sales get so hard? Let me be honest. Sales is one of the toughest profession out there. You work on commission, you have to prospect yourself, and you have to find the buyers yourself. Everything you have to do yourself to earn the commission. Like you don't get paid hourly or anything like that. You determine your income. So that could be really low on the low end or really high on the high end. So it's you're putting yourself online 24/7. Every pitch, every phone call, and everything like that is life or death. It's either if you make the sales or if you don't, you're gonna starve for that month. It's really hard. Sales is just that really hard. And rejection, when you come across rejection in sales, it's just it isn't just hard. It felt personal. Because if you're working in a sales office and someone can sell that same product to that same prospect, then is it just you that are the problem? To be honest, rejection. I wish if I could say if only rejection was the only thing that makes sales hard, I'll be blessed. Because again, there's competition out there. There's someone out there just trying to get the better out of you. So the moment that you're like getting so close to that close, boom, all gone. Because there's competition out there that offer a slightly better offer, just a slightly better offer. They have a slightly faster timing than you, and they time it perfectly compared to you. Your sales gone, and when that happens, it is so frustrating because you have worked 3 to 4 months to try to close this prospect, and guess what? They come up on the phone to you and say, "Hey, I found someone better. This isn't working out. Bye bye." Boom. Just so that one line, all of your hard work went right into a dump. So I personally experienced this multiple times, and I've chased client for a month on end, getting them on sales call, trying to convince them to close the product, trying to convince them to take the next action. They say, "Hey, sure, I'll wait next week." Okay, we had to call next week, and then finally, when I can say, "Okay, I'm ready. We can start tomorrow." Send him the contract, send him everything. No reply. Next day, that's just only one text back. He said, "I found someone better. I got put on someone better. Thank you for your time. Have a good one." Boom. All of your effort gone. And the contract, they didn't view the contract. That's just, That's just rough. So here's when it comes to sales, you can't be emotional, because if you are unemotional, you won't get the client. If you treat all of your other client like the one that said no to you, then you'll be going down a bad rabbit hole, because you are essentially just treating people based on assumption. And if I'm being honest with you, I can't really say that you need to be completely logic either, because sales is a weird profession where if you look on the extreme end where it's all logic, then you'll be looking at accounting and stuff like that. However, if you're looking at all over on the emotional end, it'd be like human resource and stuff like that, then you are not in the same industry. However, when you're in sales, it's about both. You have to find the perfect balance between it. You need to be emotionally connected to other people, but not be emotionally attached. So if someone say no, then you shouldn't be emotionally attached to that no, and kind of push yourself back. However, when you're talking to someone, you need to be emotionally connected, understand their problem, understand their need, and trying to convince them how you could be their solution. And that's where the logic come in. You convince someone a solution that sound plausible and sound decent, where they could spend the time to convert, and they could see the potential of your product through the logic as well as some emotional convincing. So it's a perfect balance of both. So some common problem that you run into the industry is that rejection. So nobody like hearing the word no's, but it's part of the job. Sales is a rejection game. The more rejection you'll get, eventually, you get to find the prospect that will say yes and they will convert. It's a rejection game. There's no way out of it, because it might not be because your product at all. It might be because they're on a different timing. They aren't ready for your product yet. So these are variables that you can't really control. And by that, if they say no, they really isn't saying no to you or your product. It just isn't right for them. So if you find yourself in like a rejection, it really isn't about you or your company. Just think of ways where you can make this product better. Trying to make it better for your next person that come in. Because if you take a nose as a way for them to reject you, it will be mentally devastating. Because look, I've been through this. When I started, I've got multiple no's when I take the cold calls, do the email, do the SMS. And the more no's you get, the more no's I get. Like when I started, I feel just demotivating. It's just disappointing. However, as I go through, I learned that it's not really about the no. When they say no, it's not about the product unless they say a very clarified rejection, and you should take that in mind. So if they say, hey, this product seemed like it's lacking in something, make sure that in that next pitch to a different client, make sure you add on to it. So as you go on, you yourself will kind of discover one thing. So for example, for my product, I just said, hey, me and my team will help you get 5 to 10 client appointment, 5 to 10 client automatically every month. That will be our first offer. Then we get next client. They say, nope, I'm not interested in that because you guys are lacking an email campaign. Okay. And now we change my offer. Hey, we will find you 5 to 10 client every month through email. And if the next person has said it, yes, perfect. If they say, hey, no, if you can set me up an email system, but you don't have the lead list, okay? Hey, I can help you 5 to 10 client every month using email, and we will provide the lead list. And okay, boom. You just keep building on it like that. And if they come up with some sort of rejection or objection, you keep making sure that it will be something that you can handle. However, there are rejections that are just on them, and you just gotta recognize this. They're saying that, hey, this is not the right time for me. Hey, I can't do this right now. Or hey, my family is in turmoil. I really physically can't pay for this product. And at that point, it's really not about you anymore. It's just about them. So you can say you can always try to convince someone to close the product, but at the end of the day, it's their choice. Because if they actually have a problem, like their family and stuff like that, then you can't change anything about it. There are ways that you can handle some of these objections where, like, hey, I don't have enough money. Most people, if they're looking for some product, they have a budget in mind. So see if you can find that budget, and maybe you guys can meet in the middle. I could spend the whole day going through rejection and everything like that. If you want, I could make a video like that, and just let me know. But right now we gotta move on. So another challenge is building the trust. So this is something that I've struggled with a lot. Just building the trust with the client or the prospect before they hop on the sales call. People most of the time, when you just send them a random message out of nowhere pitching them a service, they're gonna think scam. However, as you are approaching this, they just think scam. But as you approach this, you make sure that you are building rapport for yourself before the call. Either that's through some sort of problem solving, like you actually solve their problem on the text. So like something I typically do on my messaging script is that once they say like, hey, I'm looking for blah blah blah, instead of just say, let's jump on a call together, they said, I'm not comfortable jumping on a call or something like that. They reject that. I said, okay, you're still looking for more client, right? They said yes. I say, what type of client you're looking for? What have you tried so far? They said blah blah blah. I've tried this. I've worked with these clients, and I can help these people. Okay, why are you not getting a client? They can make all of these excuses to say, hey, I've tried this guy, it doesn't work, or blah 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 blah. I haven't done enough work. I haven't tested out enough things. And on your side, what you do is offer them advice. So actually solve the problem. So like, hey, I've noticed that you tried this, and in my personal experience, this has worked, and you just gotta focus on this more, and you should try this. And from there, you say, hey, if you would like me to show it to you, I can help you build it up yourself. Just hop on a call with me. Will you be open to that? No one will say no to that. You're offering them to help them build a service they are looking for, and no one will say no to that. You basically just book a call right out of it if you can find the problem and solve for it. Another one is having a nurture sequence. So once you book them on a call, put them on a nurture sequence, and essentially what that does, it basically just build my report. By the time that the call comes, they will know some background about me, something that I've been doing, and it will help them turn into a more of a warm lead. Number three, Another problem that most people have is standing out. They focus on these generic script so much. Like I've seen countless, countless of messages that are trying to pitch to me saying like, "Hey, are you having this problem? I can help you solve it." It, it sound robotic, and I've got so much of it that it's just not unique anymore. And basically, the way that I have solved this is that I have tried. I have tried to learn from the competition. So I've researched my industry, other industry, and see what message they're using, and see what type of message the masses are using, and seeing what type of message that the 1% is using. Then from there, I can tailor my message toward more the 1% and avoid the 99%. And that will just make you stand out as the one that make appointment or the one that reaching out to them. So they say, yeah, that makes sense. I'll try it. Last one is just maintain motivation. Just simple as that. Don't get let down by the rejection or anything like that. Try to learn from your mistake and just keep learning and try to be better every rejection you get. That's pretty much it. So when sales are tough, you just gotta learn how to push it through. Learn the mechanism on yourself, because sales is about focusing on the progress, not the outcome. Because you can't change the outcome no matter what. You can try to make it better, but at the end of the day, the people that really are looking for a solution, if they have a problem, then they will have a pre-cognitive bias on what sort of things they're looking for. And sales is just about saying the right word, find the right hot button to kind of press on it until they say yes. So just make sure you learn from every rejection and celebrate the small wins and reconnect why you are doing this, learning what you are essentially doing this all for. Make sure you switch everything up, switch the strategy. So if something is not working, try something else. Learn something else and try it. Just constantly applying. If you are new to sales, you should be in a period of learning, not earning. Because if you're just trying to earn as much as possible, trying to sell your product as much as possible, one, most people won't convert, and two, you won't learn anything from it. So just try switching up, learn new things, and invest in your personal development. And other than that, I know sales is pretty hard, but if you just keep at it, learn a new rope and try things out and try to learn, then you will essentially overcome the difficulty of sales. Other than that, me and my team can do 5 to 10 appointment every month automatically. Book a call me below, or just basically check out my free course with the link below. Other than that, later.